it's Fellonius, the old yapper. And I was thinking about memory. And I don't mean memories that we have. I'm thinking about the working part of our brain that we call a memory. The place where we store all our things that we try to remember forward and from our history backwards. And that part, the history back, that's the main focus I have today, because I read somewhere, or whatever it was, about, do we really remember what we remember? I mean, I have several memories from my childhood that I'm not totally sure about anymore. Luckily, I do have some sort of diaries. I have some sort of notations, and some things I put down when I was not that old, thankfully. Perhaps I was just 10 years older or something like that. Try to remember 10 years back. But now, sitting here 40 years later after that, that is 50 years ago something happened. Well, am I really sure about that? Now, according to my papers, I do have had a crush on ladies early on. There was one little girl called Boel that I was trying to follow home because I didn't know where she lived. Now, being a clumsy Stockholmian in southern Sweden, of course they saw me. I couldn't sneak. That memory has totally evaporated out of my head. But luckily I have tried to put it down on paper early. So when I read it now, oh yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I can see that. But I don't remember it anymore. I did remember it quite a while, but nowadays, no, I don't remember it. I know that it has happened because I have written down it while I still remembered it, but I don't remember it as hard now. I had a build-off with hedgehogs for quite some while ago, and one thing that I remember, or think that I remember, is that we had a little meadow close to where I lived back then, and in that meadow lived hedgehogs, and we were told that these hedgehogs were dangerous. They were putting out virus and bacteria, and oh, you should never touch them and all that stuff. Now if you try to get to a hedgehog, it usually isn't that comfortable, I can tell you that much. And we didn't really see them. They were hiding in bushes and stuff, and we didn't see them because the hedgehogs were almost often out during night. So we didn't see them that lot. I saw one or two, I think. Again, is that my memory, or is it just that that's something that I've told myself? I'm not totally sure about that anymore. I've also remembered I'm trying to not use that word because it doesn't feel correct at the moment. But I do think I remember I was climbing a tree, and wasn't good at climbing trees either. Not much that I was good at, but still I was trying to climb a tree, and then I lose grip, and I did some damage to my skin on my tummy. According to my memory, I was actually bleeding a lot, and I was banned from climbing trees by my mother. That's my memory. But I have no scars of it. I have no one to confirm that it has happened. During my lifetime, I have never had it confirmed at all. So no one has told me, yes, it is true. And it has dimly been a memory that I'm not totally sure that has happened. Perhaps I heard someone else go through that and thought it was me later on. I'm not totally sure. There are some memories, however, that sticks to my mind like glue. And I had wooden shoes, clogs. One time I was to go out and play on the backside of our house, and there was a wasp in my clogs. And of course it stung me, and I had to sit there and whine like a child, which I was. And my mother came and she comforted me and all that stuff. And that wasp in those clogs is a very, very tough memory, because I can hardly use clogs today because of it. It really made it... Well, I kept on using clogs back then, but now and then when I see a pair of clogs, even if it's my own, sitting indoors in the middle of the winter or whatever, I am very careful. What if it happens again? Because it has happened. That I'm totally sure of. We have a lot of planted memories. One that I am not totally sure about either is... let's see if I can just get this one right. I was given a box of chocolate for my birthday. According to what has been said, I ate that box of chocolate within 10 minutes, feeling very bad. As I go through these memories, especially now when I did the Advent calendar, if you remember that one, I couldn't really remember that. I mean, did I really get that, or is that something that is invented for me? And that is really troublesome. It's not really important as such, because my memories are mine, and I'm not going to let go of them and make sure that my son is going to carry my memories with him through his life. That would be stupid. But still, it is my memories, and they are forming me to who I am, don't they? I'm not totally sure. And the same goes for just a year ago. I was punished for being loudmouth, which is against the law, of course, but still. And I was going to another city to drive, and it took a lot of strength out of me, and it also evolved this sickness that I got later on. Or was it? I'm not totally sure. I know that I have told people things, but I don't remember them as such nowadays. Well, they say that if you can just keep your head good and your brain sharp, it's no problem. But the memory section is actually very slippery. Very, very slippery. It's like one of those non-sticky frying pans, you know. Vroom, it's gone. I'm not totally sure if that's good or bad, but... Well, I keep all my happy memories, if they're not planted, or if they're planted. By the way, what the heck? If they're nice memories, I just keep them even if they're not mine. Well, right? I'm only getting older, so everything's going to slip out anyway, sooner or later. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.